make a video the last couple of days. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm probably going to forget to talk about stuff. There's so much stuff. I wanted to do a video while I was getting loaded or unloaded at one of these places. Like the place I delivered to in Green Bay. Right across the street, they had an old, like, theme park or whatever you call it. They had a huge roller coaster across the street and all kinds of rides and stuff. I mean, it wasn't, I don't even know if they were still in business. I mean, it's obviously probably shut down because of the virus thing, but I don't know if, you know, it's completely, like, out of business or if it's just shut down because, you know, what's going on. And I don't even know if the shutdowns are still happening with the virus because it is, traffic has been crazy the past few days. It's been progressively getting worse and worse for the last 2 or 3 weeks. But traffic seems like it's back to normal right now. So gone are the days of empty roads. It was short-lived. Yeah, that's awesome. Somebody in their pickup truck just going as fast as they can. It's making a lot of noise. So what all is going on? Man, let me try to think of where to start. I didn't get around to uploading a video yesterday. I tried several times to make a video. My buddy Percy, that I went to CDL school with, he stayed in the trucking industry when I left. I only stayed in the trucking industry for maybe 3 years, roughly. Somewhere around 3 years. And I was like, nah, this just isn't for me. Like, the pay doesn't offset all the stupid crap you have to deal with. The pay didn't match the risk and reward. Were imbalanced. So I left. Well, Percy stayed in. He worked for a bunch of different companies. We both went to CDL school, the same place. That's where we met. And then we both started our careers at Swift. I could only stand about 5 or 6 months of Swift, and I quit. I think he stuck it out at Swift for a year. I think he fulfilled his contract, and then he went somewhere else. But he drove for a bunch of different companies. I think the last company he drove for was Interstate, and when they went out of business, he just retired. He was old enough to draw Social Security and stuff like that. And that's what he's been doing. He's sitting on his butt for like almost 3 years, 2.5 years. And I've been talking with him about, you know, me getting back into trucking. And, you know, keeping him up to date on my journey and all that stuff. And he, sorry, I'm doing a lane change. It was 3 lanes, and the right lane is coming to an end in 3/4 of a mile, so I was just moving over. Check to see if somebody's going to try and pass everybody on the right. Because the crazy, what we're dealing with on the roads right now is traffic is pretty much back to normal, but people are still driving like the roads are empty. There were a lot of people that, because there was very little traffic on the road, were driving like they were in the Indy 500 or something. And they would pass people on the shoulder. Like, they were just doing really crazy shit on the roads. The percentage of fatality accidents versus the number of total accidents went up. So there were fewer accidents, but the accidents that were occurring during the shutdown were more fatal because people were typically going faster. So we're still dealing with that right now. So right now it's really bad because traffic is pretty much back to normal, and there's still a few people that are just driving like the roads are empty. They're just pissed off there's so many people out here. So Percy and I have been chatting it up throughout this journey. I've been telling him, you know, all the stuff that I've been talking about in my videos, I've been telling him. He doesn't even know I have a YouTube channel. Like, I haven't told anyone that I know personally that I do these YouTube videos. The only person I know that I told is Josh, and he's like one of my few subscribers. He does videos on projector light bulbs and and stuff like that. Anyway, so yesterday, Percy, or was it the day before? I think it was yesterday. No, it was the day before yesterday when I was talking with Percy. My days are so mixed up running on the trucker schedule of 10 hours off duty. I was chatting with him, and he said that he made a decision. I was like, what decision did you make? He said, I decided I'm going to get back into trucking, because he's been telling me, like, whenever I first told him that I was, getting back into it, he told me that he'd been thinking about getting back into it. And we've been chatting back and forth on that topic for months. And he told me a couple days ago that he made the decision that he's actually going to do it. He's going to get back into trucking. Now, he only wants to do it for money. And I told him, man, you got to find another reason other than just money. If you hate, he hated being a truck driver. He does not look forward to coming back. But he misses the money. So he's wanting to come back for the money and only the money. And I said, man, don't come back for just the money. If you're making enough right now to survive, then just keep doing what you're doing. If you just want to come back for the money. And I said, if you're not going to be happy, it's not going to be worth it. And he said that if he's making a lot of money, he'll be happy. And I said, well, what does this decision mean? Like, does that mean you're going to start actively looking for a job? Because right now, all he does is just sit around waiting for somebody to send him a recruiting advertisement. And there's been 3 companies that have done it. He hasn't, put in his information on a website or anything requesting recruitment. Nothing. These are just random people that have him on some kind of distribution list. And it was Prime, Wilson Logistics, and Pride are the 3 companies that have sent him recruitment stuff. And Wilson and Prime, I think, are the same company. I told him he should actually do some research and go look for a company instead of just relying on people finding him. But anyway, I'm really excited that Percy's going to get back into the industry. And I didn't get to the point. I said, what does that mean? Are you going to actively look, or it means? He said it means that I'm going to be driving a truck within 2 weeks. I'm going to have a job within 2 weeks. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of that's a really fast turnaround to find a job, apply, and then be working for somebody within 2 weeks. That's a big decision. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give him a call after I get off, finish making this video. I'm going to give him a call and harass him a little bit. So what's going on with me? I picked up that load in Virginia, West Point, Virginia, and I took it to Green Bay, Wisconsin. It was big paper rolls, the big tall ones, like floor to ceiling. There were only 7 rolls in there, and it was 42,000 something pounds. So they were like 6,000 pounds per roll. And so I got up to Green Bay with them. The drive was a lot of construction, some blinding rain, tons of traffic. There was actually some type of major accident on I-70, and I rerouted around that because Google said it was like an hour-long backup. It was like over 10 miles, and it was just building really quickly. The backup was while I was watching it for about 20 or 30 minutes. It started out as like an 8-minute delay, and within like 20 minutes, it was up to like a 38-minute delay or something like that. I don't know how bad it eventually got, but I decided to route around it. So yeah, lots of fun with the driving. It sucked. I can't think of any issues beyond that. I've gotten pretty lucky with truck parking. The place where I stayed the night, not last night, but my days kind of run together. Not last night, but the night before. It was some mom and pop truck stops, some no-name truck stop, not a franchise. And he had a massive parking lot at that place. For a mom and pop, it had a huge parking lot. And I got there like 4 a.m. as everybody else was pulling out. And so I managed to get a spot pretty easy. Then I was woke. I got there like 4 a.m. I went to sleep at like 6 a.m. And then I was woke up at 9 a.m. to the bank calling me. So everybody started calling me right around 9, 10 a.m. So I was just pretty much up from 9 a.m. So I slept 3 hours. And then I spent all the rest of that time waiting for my 10 to be up, calling people and people calling me and dealing with all of this stuff. So what ended up happening? So what all is going on? What's the current situation? Arvest rejected my loan application, which, big shocker. I'm really kind of ticked off at the Jason Coleman person that told me to go ahead and fill out the app and I would probably still get approved, because it just caused a massive waste of time. Because Arvest does not do new business loans. They say it on their website that you have to have been in business for a minimum of 2 years. And like they had a list of requirements that I did not meet. They just don't do new business loans. And some other things they told me on why they rejected it, besides all the stuff they listed, which Jason Coleman told me to ignore and go ahead and apply anyway, was also they don't want the business to be your only revenue stream. I'm like, that just doesn't fucking work as an owner-operator in trucking. Being an owner-operator in trucking takes up all of my time. I don't have time to run another business. But they wanted like rental properties or another business that I own or something like that. Like Arvest, it's actually Baker Hill Solutions with Arvest's brand name on it. They don't do like startup new business loans. That's not the way they're structured. Like all the reasons they gave me and all their expectations on the business loan, there's no way a new business could meet any of their requirements. It's just absurd. So it was a huge waste of time. So that got me thinking about how I want to finance the truck. Well, I've already put $1,000 deposit on the truck to get Greg to hold it for me. So I am like kind of in a hurry right now to make this whole thing happen. And I've been debating on how exactly I want to do this. The 401k loan is a possibility, but the problem is that jackass in the wealth management department over at Arvest that's supposed to work with the 401k thing with me, he's out of the office today. And yesterday, he didn't do anything. He just told me, oh, well, check in with, he told me that the 401k, the solo 401k, was going to be a headache. And he said that I should just do normal financing and avoid the solo 401k. And I said, well, I put in an app for that, a loan application. This is my backup. I want to get this set up ASAP because this is my backup plan in case I don't get accepted for the loan application. And I said I'm still waiting to hear back on whether or not it was approved or denied or whatever. And he said, oh, well, I'll reach out to somebody and have them contact you about that. And I was like, okay. And he just dropped it right there. He didn't continue on with the solo 401k. And he's out doing like a 3-day weekend or something. And so the solo 401k thing is going to take too damn long. And it's going to be a major headache, he said, to do everything with it, to manage it. It's going to be a pain. So I got to thinking about other options, and basically what it boils down to is all of the finance companies, the normal finance companies that do the loans for these trucks, almost all of the financing on these trucks is lease and lease purchase crap, which is terrible. The ones that do real financing you have outstanding credit, it's 10% interest rate. If you have terrible credit, but you can still qualify, it can be up to a 30% interest rate. So the interest rate's going to be somewhere between 10 and 30%. Those are like buy here, pay here interest rates. Those are interest rates for people who are just overpaying a lot because they're just terrible creditworthiness. They're huge risk people for loaning money. But anyway, I thought about that, and it would cost me, since I'm not able to do normal bank financing with Arvest, I could probably check with some other banks, and maybe there are other banks that do startup business loans. But I don't have time while I'm driving the truck to do that much research. It's really frustrating. I really need to be at my house, at my computer, to do all this stuff. But anyway, sorry, coming up on some slower trucks, getting past and stuff. I got to thinking about all that stuff, and right now they're doing a no penalty 401k withdrawal. Now the 401k withdrawal was my last option, but what they're doing on the no penalty 401, so it's a 10% penalty if you early withdraw. Well, right now there's no penalty if you're affected by the virus. Like if it has affected your income in any way, Google is like giving a 10-minute lecture on my next exit. Google's going to keep saying it over and over again. I should probably just pause the video. If Google gets really bad, then I'll pause the video. Also, another thing they're doing right now is you can defer the taxes. Now, I don't really want to defer the taxes. I'm not worried about that. What is it? I don't really want to defer the taxes, but the penalty free, that is like, if I'm taking out $40,000 or $50,000, 10%, it's $4,000 or $5,000. That's a lot of money. So right now, I can just take it and I'll just pay normal taxes on it. And it's probably going to toss me into a higher tax bracket because it's going to show as income for this year. So, let me pause this. Alright, we'll wrap this up pretty quick because I got to get back over and change some stuff on the GPS navigation. I don't know what the deal is with this guy. He flew up next to me, and now he's just going slow. The speed limit bumped up from 55 to 65, so maybe he didn't see the sign. Come on, four-wheeler, learn to merge. Press the throttle. We got a motorcycle out here that just weaved in between me and the truck next to me. So yeah, I had like several options that I was thinking about on the truck purchase and how I was going to pay for it. Short version of the story, I decided to just do a 401k withdrawal. I've already done it. It is being deposited in my personal checking account. I need to get in touch with Greg before I go to Fargo and ask him, like, is it okay if I just write you a personal check for $40,000? Are you going to want me to stay in Fargo for a day or two while you process the check? Because I'm not comfortable with giving him the money before I see the truck. And he may not be comfortable with me just handing him a piece of paper and leaving with the truck. He may want to go down to the bank and authorize the check and stuff before I take off out of there. So I might, when I buy the truck, I might stay the night. Or at the very least, wait around for a couple hours while he runs down to the bank and authorizes the check. I don't know, I'll have to talk with him about that, but I think he said I've tried calling him today, and I think he told me that he's taking a day off. Maybe he was the one taking the day off, not the 401k guy. I've been talking with so many people, I've got them all mixed up. But somebody told me they were taking a day off, and I think it was Greg. He's doing a 3-day weekend. But I emailed the 401k guy yesterday, and it's like, listen, let's get this 401k thing done, man. I mean, I told him the first time I talked to him that I was in a time crunch. There's a serious lack of motivation on their part. I think, what a lot of it has to do with, I think, is a lot of people that are working from home for the first time. And I dealt with that at the last company I worked at. We had a lot of issues with work from home employees. What the fuck is with this guy? He's not governed. And he just fucking passed me, and now he's slowed down. Why in the hell do you pass somebody and then set your cruise slower than what you were going? What is this guy's problem? Why didn't he just get behind me if he wants to go that speed? What a jackass. God, this is frustrating because I'm about, my collision avoidance is about to go off because I'm getting back up here behind him again. This is so frustrating. So now the payment of the truck is not, I won't say finalized, because I still have to get the money in the bank, and I have to figure out, Greg, what payment method are you willing to accept? I don't really want to do a cashier's check. I'm not that comfortable with that. I want there to be some type of transaction that can be tracked between bank accounts. I want there to be a transaction history on this. I don't want there to just be a damn cashier's check. I'm not comfortable with a cashier's check. I'll go down to his bank with him while he gets the funds authorized and everything. I'm fine with that. This guy's sped up, so I think we're good now. I think he bumped his cruise up a mile per hour. Hopefully. Maybe it was just because we were going downhill. I hate people that just want to be in front. They just want to be in front. Then once they get up there, they slow down. Let me actually turn on the radio, see if this... I might talk some shit to this guy if he's got a radio. I called a couple of different tax places. So the first place I called was OOIDA recommends taxsolutions.com or some shit like that. And so I called them to see what they offer. And their prices were pretty fucking crazy. It was $32 a week or something like that. It includes tax filing. And he was really big on that it includes tax filing. And I was like, well, I was looking at something that was more along the lines of the places I've been looking at are about $15 a week. And he was like, well, they can't file your taxes for that price, blah, 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 blah. That's absurd. That's way too cheap. Really? I think $15 a week is a little absurd already. That's pretty fucking crazy already, because you're doing all of the all of the legwork on this shit, and all these tax people are doing is like there's a sum down at the bottom of all of the stuff that you're entering, all of your receipts that you're entering, all of the things that you're entering, and then they are just like those numbers. They're just plugging. They're doing data entry, throwing that into a program, like using TurboTax to file your taxes, and then they give you a number. So, this is what you owe the IRS. I think $15 a week to do that is kind of crazy town. That's a bit of a ripoff. Now, since I'm starting out right now and I have so much stuff going on, that $15 a week is worth it to me, just to have one small piece of the puzzle lifted off of me. I may eventually get to the point where I do my own taxes, but right now I'm just so overwhelmed with all of the stuff that anything that I can unburden myself, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So I was like, all right, that price is much higher than I expected. I'm going to have to check around. I'll get back with you. And he's like, all right. So I called up ATVS, the tax company that USA Truck recommended. And they're like, oh yeah, we're set up with USA Truck. We're integrated with them. So if you go through us with the professional account, then they'll automatically send us your settlement information, and you won't have to give us that info. You'll just have to give us your receipts for any extra expenses you have. So it's all going to be behind the scenes, automated, pretty much, where I'm not going to have to scan in my weekly settlements to them. USA Truck's going to send all that crap over to them automatically. So the only stuff I'm going to have to worry about are like maintenance, repairs, breakdowns, stuff like that, and out-of-pocket expenses. Anything that, is not going to be on the settlement that I pay for. So all my fuel purchases should be on there. If I use their comp data card for fuel purchases, but if I don't, then I'm probably going to have to manually enter the receipts and everything for it. So yeah, I'm probably going to go with ATVS. Now here's the thing. They have the Essentials, which is $15 a week, and the Professional is $22 a week. It's a pretty decent price difference. It's $65 a month versus like $93 a month is what he told me. I haven't done the math on it myself. So an extra $30 a month. That's nothing to scoff at. That's a decent chunk of money. And I said, well, what's the difference? Because I don't need all of the stuff that the Professional gives you as far as comparing me versus other drivers and, giving me, it's a whole bunch of analytics bullshit that I don't really need, don't want. And I said, all I need is the Essentials. And he said, well, that's fine, and we can do the Essentials for the $15 a week, but it will no longer be integrated with USA Truck. Part of the Professional package is the integrated stuff where the settlements automatically go over, and USA Truck talks directly with ATVS, and I don't have to be the pivot man in this circle jerk. The two of them can work it out together. And I think that $7 a week is worth me not having to do extra paperwork. So I'm probably going to do the $22 a week. I can't set it up until I have my driver code and my truck number. They may change my driver code when I become lease, and I'm definitely getting a new truck number. So I'm going to have to wait until I officially get on with lease to make all of that happen. Which reminds me, I have the VIN number for the truck. I can probably probably wait till Monday to talk with Christina about that. She needs the VIN number to start doing a whole bunch of paperwork, and I know what the VIN number is on the truck that I'm buying. I'll probably send her a text message over. I'll probably just wait till Monday, because it's like noon right now, or is it 2 o'clock? It's 2 o'clock. Is it 2? It's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So by the time I get somewhere where I'm going to be stopping, where I can send a text message and look up that VIN number and all that stuff, I'm going to. It's going to be. Christina's already going to have been home for the day. Well, she's already at home. She's working from home. Sorry that I keep bouncing around, but like every time I go by an on-ramp, I'm having to check and see if there's like what the merging traffic is like. So like I'm not totally focused in on this video, so I keep losing track of what I'm talking about. And I apologize. Man, I'm so excited about all this happening. Another big thing that I've been doing today is trying to figure out how in the hell I'm getting to Fargo, North Dakota. So I messaged my driver manager and I said, what is the plan on getting me from Oklahoma City to a terminal after my weekend, after my home time? Are you going to have me just deadhead straight from Oklahoma City to West Memphis? Or are you going to give me a load and have me, relay a load there? I said I want to know, because if you're just going to have me drive straight from Oklahoma City to West Memphis, then I'm not going to bother picking up an empty out of Kimberly Clark. I'm just going to bobtail. And he replied back and said, yes, go ahead and grab an empty. I will get you to West Memphis. I don't know what exactly that means, but he answered my question. I need to get an empty. He wants me to get an empty. So I'm going to have to pay $10 or $20 or however much to store the empty while I'm at my house. I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be at my house, because I'm going to deliver this load before I go home. I'm going to deliver it on my way home. Now my delivery window on this is all day Sunday, and I'm going to be there Saturday. But Kimberly Clark is dropping hook, so I can't imagine them not taking me early. They actually were throwing some kind of fit today. My driver manager was calling and waking me up at 9 a.m. this morning. He sent me a message at 8 a.m., but I disabled the alerts on my phone for the driver hub so that they couldn't wake me up doing that stupid shit. So since I didn't respond to the message, he called me an hour after he sent the message. It was like, are you at the receiver for your current load? He just wanted to know what was going on and what my ETA was, because whatever application that they have to give alerts on drivers being late for loads and stuff like that, that thing was saying that my ETA to pick up my next load was like midnight tonight or something like that. And he was asking what my real ETA was, because Kimberly Clark was freaking out because it was showing that I was going to be like 10 hours late for the pickup. It was basically making it look like I was going to miss the pickup today, because I think this place is only 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. And it was looking like I was not going to be able to pick it up till tomorrow, and they may not even be open on Saturday. So if I didn't make it there to do the pickup today, then I might not have been able to pick up his load till Monday. So Kimberly Clark was freaking out. They wanted to know what was going on. So I told him that I was at the receiver, and I was going to go up there and start the unload about an hour to an hour and a half before my 10 was up. That way, as soon as my 10 was up, I would be able to go over and do the pickup at my next place. And he said, all right. And he asked me to go ahead and do my arrival so that it would show in their system that I was, going to make my ETAs. And so I went ahead and did that. Now, I don't like doing my arrival until I'm already done, because the way this janky system is set up is that if you pull like 10 feet further away than you're supposed to, it will detect that you've left the facility and it'll automatically progress you to the next place in the load. So I've had situations where I've gotten to a shipper receiver and I did my arrival like they told me to do an orientation. They said as soon as you get there, do your arrival. Don't do your arrival and depart and all your stuff at the end when you're leaving, which is what you need to do. They tell you to do the opposite of what you actually need to do because the system's janky. The problem is that it works on GPS and it's too strict. It's too small of a range. As soon as it thinks you've left the facility, like as soon as it thinks you pulled off their property, it will bump you to the next stage in the load. So if you get there and you do your arrival, then they tell you that, oh, your door's not ready. Go ahead and park over there and wait. And you pull over there, it'll bump you to the next. It'll think that you're already loaded, bump you to the next stage in your trip. But anyway, I went ahead and did my arrival for him because he asked. And that was the drama of the day today. There's always some reason that they're calling or messaging me every day. Can't reach the account managers when I need something done, but I get harassed whenever they want a piece of information. Anyway, I haven't gotten to the other big thing. So, okay. The truck, finding the truck, got that part done. Paying for the truck, got that part done. Just got a couple of minor details to figure out on paying the truck. Now the next big piece of the puzzle is how the hell am I getting to the truck? So I've been looking into that. I went to Enterprise's website on car rental and it was holy crap, what was it? It was between $500 and $700 to rent a car from Memphis, Tennessee or West Memphis, Arkansas. They have a car rental place right there next to the terminal. Like Ingram Boulevard is the boulevard, that's the street on West Memphis. That's the exit that I take to go to the terminal. There's an Enterprise rent-a-car on Ingram. So to take a car from there to Fargo, North Dakota is between $500 and $700 depending on the day, the type of car, and a few other factors. That's outrageous. But it's within the ballpark of what I was expecting that I was going to have to pay total. Like I thought I was going to have to pay a couple $100 to go from West Memphis to my house, and then like $300 or $400 to go from my house to Fargo. So it's still in the total, and I want to reduce the cost by just going straight from Memphis to Fargo. Because if I go from Memphis to Oklahoma City and then Oklahoma City to Fargo, no matter if I do it by rental car or plane, it's going to be more expensive. So $500 to $600 for a rental car. I haven't shopped around at other rental car places to see if there are better deals than that. Enterprise's rates are astronomical. So I looked at flights, and sorry, I'm getting passed by a bunch of people. The flights are roughly the same price. I might actually be able to get a flight cheaper than a rental car. Now the only negative to the flight is I'm going to have to pack less stuff to do a flight, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. I don't need to take every little thing. I should be able to get away with just, I'll need to take a paper logbook. I'm going to have to make a list when I'm at home this weekend to make sure I don't forget something, because there are a few critical things that I need to take, and there are a few critical things that I need to do, like I'm going to have to, since I'm going to be running paper logs I'm not going to have an ELD in the truck, I am going to need to somehow print out my current logs. Anyway, that's a whole other discussion entirely. That's something I have to get figured out. But I think I can get all the stuff that I need to take down to. There's a car right on the damn shoulder. Somebody's passing me. Like, what an asshole. What if it was them on that shoulder? God, that was a huge bug that just... Why is it that these damn bugs splatter right in the middle of my vision? Yeah, I'm debating on how to get there. Now, I think I can pack light enough. Like, the advantage to the rental car is I can take more shit with me. The advantage to the flight is that it's a lot faster. So, it's... I think like a 15 or 16 hour drive versus the flights are, they vary greatly based on the number of stops and stuff like that, but like 9 hours roughly total time, and probably a lot of that is sitting around waiting. But I'm leaning towards a flight right now. I'm going to have to, the way this is going to have to work out is that I'm going to have to get an Uber from the West Memphis terminal to the airport. And that's probably going to be expensive because you're talking about going from West Memphis, Arkansas to the Memphis airport. And that's going to be a decent drive. That's probably... I don't know how many miles that is. It's probably like a 30, 40 mile drive if I had to guess. So it's probably going to be like a $50 Uber. And then getting from the airport to the dealership is probably going to be another $30, $40 Uber. So, yeah. I would estimate $100 total in Uber costs. And then... what else am I thinking of? Yeah, then the $500 for the flight. I'm gonna shop around and see if I can get a cheaper flight than that. There's got to be a cheaper flight. One way. Yeah. So it's looking like I'm gonna fly. So I'm gonna have to figure out what exactly. I'm gonna have to put a list of items that I'm gonna can't do without to move the truck. Like, I'm going to have to skip over stuff. Like, I'm going to take my gloves with me, but and those aren't going to take up a ton of space. But tire thumper, tools, I will take a flashlight. My gloves and a flashlight are probably the only things I want to take with me. Gloves, flashlight, paper log. That's about it. I think that's all the things I really need from the truck. The other thing that sucks is I'm not going to have any kind of toll passes. Going from Fargo, I'm going to have to route plan that in advance and see what that situation is like. Yeah, because I don't think the tolls are going to be too bad. I could probably avoid toll roads. It depends on whether I go to the Ohio terminal or the West Memphis terminal. If I go to the Ohio video is starting to get really long, and I'm starting to think out loud and ramble and stuff. Let me pause it for a second, and while I think if there's something else I want to talk about. And I think that's about it for this video. There is other stuff. My driver manager found more creative ways to buck me out of pay, but I really don't want, like, I am so done with being a company driver, and I'm tired of it. I'm so sick and tired of it. I did, on this paycheck, get reimbursed for the fuel cap that I bought, and I got 3 days of breakdown pay, so I did get compensated for Monday. But they paid me the 270 empty miles in normal, like they just put a dollar amount on me for that. That's not on this check. I don't know what exactly they did with that, but they just did it in a normal dollar amount, and it affects my whole rate of pay on everything, because I'm paid based on the number of miles I do, and they didn't give me those miles. They didn't credit me for those miles. They just gave me the amount of money I would have made for those miles. So it affects the miles I did. Anyway, I think that's all on this video. If I think it's something else, I'll make another video. There was so much to cover in this video, and I've been trying to make this video for the last couple of days. Got a damn four-wheeler in front of me in this construction. This four-wheeler like saw that we were going down a single lane, and aggressively passed me in the lane closure, got in front of me, and has been going 5 to 10 miles an hour under the 55 mile an hour speed limit the whole time. Like, I hate people that they just want to get in front of you, and then once they get up there, it's Sunday stroll time. I don't know why they can't just Sunday stroll behind me. I don't understand people. But I think that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And I'll probably remember some other stuff and do another video later. Not doing a video for the last couple of days just caused like this huge buildup of information. Sorry, this damn car is slowing down again for some unknown reason. And there's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. It's not like normal times where I'm just delivering from point A to point B. This is it. Becoming an owner-operator, doing the things. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. I hope everything's going awesome for you. Especially Jason. Jason is one of my very few subscribers. Very active, replying to videos and stuff. And he should be... he's probably through orientation right now with Traveloco, if that's how they pronounce it. So, man, I hope you're doing great, Jason. If you're watching this, I hope everything's working out over there, and I wish nothing but the best for you. And maybe we'll meet up on the road one of these days. Have a good one. Bye.